Welcome, Pisces. This is your weekly horoscope reading for August the 29th through to September the 4th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, especially throughout the last week, I'm humbled. I am overwhelmed by the amount of positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Thank you truly so much. Now, let's get to your energy. These cards don't want to be shuffled anymore, and yet they want to be shuffled. They really need to be broken up here. Hang on. They're not letting me stop anytime soon with this shuffle. There we go. People always ask me, when do you know when to stop? I say, when I hear stop. You just listen. And then you believe and you have faith, right? Wheel of Fortune, very first card. Six of Pentacles, the give and take. Ace of Swords, well, that's new actions forwards. That's your aha moments. And the Death card, don't worry. Everybody's getting transformation cards. So it's okay. Now, we have a lot happening in the sky, don't we? We have the solar eclipse, new moon in Virgo. So that is your relationships, right? That is partnerships, marriages, alliances. It also could mean the conflicts. Like sometimes can be legal that comes out about this time, but it's really about the relationships and whatnot. And what else is happening? Mercury goes retrograde in that area as well. But don't worry, Mercury is actually surrounded by some positive planets, so it's not going to be quite as gnarly as some of them can be. Some of them can be brutal. I don't think this one's going to, unless you have something in your natal chart that really rocks the boat. I think we're pretty safe in being able to not have too much go wrong with this Mercury retrograde in our life here. So we have Mercury retrograde happening in the same sign of relationships. It could be legal matters. It could be where you think that you have put something to rest legally and now it comes back into your life. Absolutely. But I think for the majority of you, it is relationships, it is partnerships, it is marriage, it is alliances, and it also is the people that oppose you. So it's good aspects, it's beautiful aspects. It's looking for where you want to, actually where you need to close the doors in order to go forward, in order for new doors to appear in your life, to find the stability within change. Now, usually I read this as a financial card, but I'm going to say it's relationships now. It could be financial. And so if you were wronged in that lawsuit, then maybe you find out that you get a little extra bonus, or where you thought something was thrown out, now there's a settlement appearing, or so it could be, things going in that direction. And it all really depends on what you have given in the past, I think, because the Six of Pentacles is right next to it. So have you been giving? Have you been loving? Have you been caring? Have you been generous? Have you been doing things for the community? Have you been forgiving yourself? We don't look upon that as a positive thing, a giving thing, but it's really a giving thing, because when you start feeling very positive and beautiful about yourself, it just goes out into the world. It just makes the next person feel positive and beautiful. It's just a chain reaction, one that we want to keep going around. So, this is the good deed that you've done before. This is where you have actually given. So, with those two cards together, if you haven't been giving, if you haven't been working at it, if you've been very selfish in your actions, then it may go the other way. Okay, you might start facing some hard energy. I have to be honest with you. I think for the majority of you, it's beautiful because the energy is beautiful, but there's the off chance that it could go in the other direction, because with the Wheel of Fortune, it's what you, especially with the Six of Pentacles there, it's what you have already given to the situation. But a door will close so that a new door may open for you. And then we have the Death card over top of the Six of Pentacles. So That's where the freedom, that's where the liberation comes. It comes from doing good deeds. It comes from reaching out to others. It comes from the humanitarian acts. It's the tenderness and the kindness and the compassion that you show each and every day for somebody. It's giving your time to a charitable organization. It's going to rock the babies in the nursery for the ones that need that extra cuddling time with a human being. You could be sitting with an elderly person or a sick person. It could be sitting and just being a gentle ear to somebody else, a friend. But that's what brings the liberation. That's what brings the freedom in. That's what brings the good feelings in. That's what really makes you step into your true power. Because it just comes back at you. It just keeps coming back. Everything you keep giving out, it just keeps coming back. And it may not happen the first day, and it may not happen the second day, but give it 30. Ace of Swords. New actions forwards, those aha moments, those epiphanies. That's what you'll get right now. You also use that sword to draw a line in the sand and say, I will have no more of this in my life. It could be a habit. It could be a thought process. It could be a person. It could be what that person's actions or words are like. It could be a job, a career. It could be something in the community or within the neighborhood or within the home. That you draw the line, that you make a new plan of action, that you say this can't be going forward. And it could be something personal, although I think it has something to do with relationships. It could be something that you have been let sliding for too long now, and it comes to the surface. And once it comes to the surface, it can heal. And once it heals, it strengthens that relationship and grows it stronger. It could be a best friend. You could be on the outs with somebody right now. And it's mending it, it's understanding, it's bringing it to the surface, it's communicating about it. It's healing through communication. Really, that card doesn't stand for a lot of that, so I'm just going to have to believe that there was somebody out there that had strong angels and spirit guides and needed to hear that. So, we have the Three of Swords as the underlying energy. See, I knew there was some kind of pain going on here. Because you have to kind of bring it up so it can heal. You can't hide it under the rock anymore. And we use that sword. We draw that line in the sand. So if you are not actively working towards this, be very aware that, we're going into a 9 energy. So if you want to know a lot about, I go into the 9 energy a lot in the September 2016 video. But, it's about endings, and it's about, the 9 will come in and erase what needs to be erased in your life, remove what needs to be removed in your life. So you need to have that open dialogue. You need to be adventurous in your healing, because the 9 will come and make sure that bridge gets burnt, that it no longer holds you into a certain energy that's going to weigh you down, that's going to dissipate your actions forward. It's not going to allow the full empowerment to come through. So this isn't an energy, but the underlying energy, it's saying that like the 9 energy is, if you don't make an action plan on making something better in your life, healing from something within the relationship, that the 9 comes in and forces it into being. It brings the topic up so that you can talk about it. It's better that you bring it up so that you can talk about it. And it's something that chances are with the sword, it's an action or a way you've been being treated, or not feeling the love or not feeling the security within the relationship. And drawing a line on something there. If you're in a relationship. If you then this could be, I was saying relationship the whole time, but I'm definitely not doing a love reading here. So it's your friends, it's your co-workers, it's the guy down the street, it's that person in your neighborhood that you may have to deal with here. It's relationships, but it's not just love relationships. But it definitely goes around how you have been treated or honored, or lifted up, or it felt like there was respect there, or their actions weren't appropriate, or there's something anyways. And for each of you it'll be something different, but it will definitely be in a close relationship of yours. Now for the overriding energy, we have the Five of Cups, and this is really crying over spilled milk. This is about forgiving yourself, moving forward, seeing the glass half full, knowing that there is better to come, knowing that you can't go back and change things in order to make it right, that you have to forgive yourself and you have to move on, and maybe you have to forgive another person, and maybe that's what this is. So turn around and look at the positive. Don't let that negative in. Positive affirmations every morning. Believe in yourself. Build yourself up. I mean, really, where this energy is, it can be so magical, but I'm not getting the magical here. I'm getting the hard energy for some reason for the majority of you. But knowing that this energy is here means that you can take control of it and work it into magic into your life. By knowing that you are probably going to look at the negative, and therefore you need to keep changing your viewpoint to the positive, to see what the seeds are you want to plant within relationships. We have the Ten of Swords with the Six of Wands. Okay, well this is success by what you have gone through, what you have given, what you have learned, what you have mastered. With the Ten of Cups here next to the Six of Wands. Okay, now this is also could be an energy that depletes you from moving forward in the way you want or in the way you want. You could really feel worn out when it comes to relationships. That you're kind of throwing in the towel maybe on some relationships, or it's just too much work, or why bother, or they're not going to change, they're always going to be like that. There's one energy here where you don't want to throw in the towel right now. You want to work through the energy. And maybe it's to gain more wisdom, maybe it's to be sure about your decisions going forward, whatever they might be. Because I think the Mercury retrograde will give you new information that you didn't have before to add to your wisdom. Because there's success here. There can be great success if you lean on your wisdom. If you lean on what you have already processed and learned on your path to this point. There can be great success in moving into deeper relationships, better relationships, business relationships, that work, that you're like one unit going forward. It could be people in the community, your best friend, it could be within your family. Keep the doors of communication open, because I think there's something bubbling under the surface that is just like this wow moment. But I don't see that, but the wow moment is yet. So it's down the road. Now remember, with any kind of eclipse, we've got energy for the next 6 months. We could actually, see the beauty of what the work we did this week when it comes to relationships, when it comes to close acquaintances, partnerships. The work we do this week will bring in these long-term beautiful results for you. Absolutely. For work, career, we have the Star. So when it comes to work and career, you see how to go forward in your dreams, in your goals, in your desires. This has been a very popular card this week. So we are going to be able to see where we didn't see a path forward before. We're going to see that path forward. Absolutely. So if it's hoping to get a new job, or get that promotion, or start that career, take that hobby and turn it into a part-time business so that it brings in an extra cash flow. This is where it all makes sense. You get that aha moment. You see that path forward of where to actually put in your application, or maybe it brings you to a conversation that you need to have with somebody, and it opens up a job opportunity, because it's all about relationships this week for you. It's all about talking to people. So it could be talking to the right people that hold the key to your future, your success, and having that conversation. Maybe that's the conversation you're holding back on. But for relationships, oh my goodness, we have the Ten of Wands. You have a sack on your back, and it is weighing you down because it is full. And it's full of new growth and beautiful opportunities. But until you get rid of the dead branches, until you get rid of the dead weight, it's going to be a hard path. So it's time to figure out what you need going forward and what you must have going forward within a relationship, how you should be treated. And this is love relationships and very, very close friends, very, very close family. These are the people that matter most. You'd feel an ache in your heart if they went. It's resolving issues within relationships. Is this the time to step into a new relationship? Well, you know what? We have the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it could be the best time in the world for you to step into a new relationship if you're looking for a relationship. So with the Wheel of Fortune, and we do have an ace in there. What else did we have? Oh, well, you know, we had the Death card, the freedom, the liberation. Maybe that is brought in by somebody. Sure. Absolutely. Take time out this week. Do the work this week when it comes to relationships. What things that you need to address, what things, you know, going down the road, they're just going to be a roadblock, that you just really need to remove that roadblock in order to move forward. And that could be at work, that could be a conflict with a coworker that's really, you know, and so the boss sees the tension, and so, you know, you're not going to be being looked at for promotions if there's tension in between. You can't get along with one person, right? So that could be a factor. So it's time to bury the hatchet. It's time to talk out differences. It's time to grow stronger and deeper relationships and get rid of the dead wood so that you walk with the strength, with the beauty when it comes to relationships. That you see what the relationship can bring in. Whether it is love or if it is a prosperous business going forward or a promotion, a raise, stature in the community, stature within the home or the neighborhood, within the world. So it's what you do with the energy, it's what you make with the energy that can bring in that bubble that's going to burst, that's going to wake up your entire universe to new opportunities and new paths and new dreams to follow. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.